Yeah, now we're talking, boys.
Caitlin Clark. I didn't know a lot about her. Like, I knew who she was, obviously, but just this past year.
She is the only reason I watch basketball.
Oh, no.
No.
Women's basketball.
Truly.
Women's basketball.
No, basketball.
Truly.
I never
Facts.
watched the NBA before.
Really?
I swear.
I, actually tune into Caitlin Clark now. It's so dope. I mean, the Indiana Fever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I remember Iowa.
No one knew what the Indiana Fever was
No
a
one
year
knew.
ago.
No
And it
one
doesn't
had any
matter. I
idea.
understand there's some OGs out there that are upset.
WNBA sensation Caitlin Clark is making one thing clear: she won't be used as a publicity stunt. That's why she's turning down the opportunity to compete in the NBA All-Star Weekend's three-point contest. But why is Clark refusing to participate? And how does she feel about the NBA possibly using her for promotion? Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. If you're enjoying this WNBA content, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it.
The first time the NCAA game was on ABC was last year. So in order to give something a chance to succeed, don't bury it in NFL Sundays.
Whenever you think of Angel Reese, people often mention Caitlin Clark. You said in interviews, there's no beef, but the media keeps going on. So how do you feel about that situation?
Caitlin is an amazing player, and I've always thought she was an amazing player. We've been playing each other since high school. So I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are they ride for her. And I respect that respectfully.
Debates often focus on Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA and whether she deserves a spot on Team USA for the Paris Olympics. However, some commentators have shifted the conversation, injecting narratives about race and broader social issues that have little to do with Clark herself.
Should further back.
Okay, how far can you go? Steph Curry range is no problem for you.
Yeah, no problem.
You're the best.
One of the latest debates surrounds the NBA three-point challenge. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark has officially announced that she will not participate in the NBA versus WNBA three-point contest at next month's NBA All-Star Weekend. Instead, she's choosing to make her three-point contest debut at the WNBA All-Star Game in July. Clark's representative at EXL Sports Management confirmed the decision, stating that she wants her first three-point contest to be at the WNBA All-Star Game. Her choice adds an interesting twist, especially given last year's highly anticipated shootout between Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu. Clark's participation would have followed that memorable showdown, where Curry narrowly edged out Ionescu in a thrilling display of shooting prowess. Sabrina Ionescu won the single-round shooting challenge against Stephen Curry, 29-26, in a performance that easily outshined the NBA's traditional three-point contest. The event took place at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. However, Ionescu has not publicly confirmed whether she will participate in any of the NBA All-Star Weekend festivities this year. Currently, she's competing in *Unrivaled*, the newly launched professional women's 3x3 basketball league. During a recent media availability, the New York Liberty star acknowledged that she will miss some games due to additional commitments. She was absent from Phantoms games last week while attending the NBA Paris Games, and also confirmed she will be in the Bay Area for NBA All-Star Weekend. Meanwhile, the WNBA's All-Star Weekend is set to take place in Indianapolis at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, home of the Indiana Fever and the NBA's Indiana Pacers, on July 18 and 19. As for Caitlin Clark, the narrative isn't just that she moves the needle, she is the needle. Last season, Clark and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of the WNBA's total broadcast value, generating an economic impact of $36 million. Her presence alone drives attention and engagement, and she strategically dictates where her value is placed. I agree with her approach, though I was a bit disappointed that she didn't address certain aspects of the three-point contest between Ionescu and Curry. That showdown drew massive attention, making it the most-watched NBA All-Star Saturday night event in 4 years. Clark is prioritizing the WNBA, and the conversation around her is shifting. Props to Stephen A. Smith for acknowledging the Caitlin Clark effect, but let's be real, there are receipts. It's wild to see how many people were stubborn to recognize it. And look, if you've got a reason other than her race, let me hear it. But honestly, how could anyone not see this coming? People saw it unfold, and still many chose to ignore it. Now, with the power of hindsight, the receipts are clear. Caitlin Clark was a game changer. She made waves, and if you're still doubting her impact, consider how many people are quick to throw Angel Reese's name into the conversation when discussing the league. And let's be honest, some people still try to downplay Clark's influence. They'll say things like, "Oh, she's too loud," or "That's not how we should represent the game." But you can't ignore the fact that Clark's success has sparked so much more conversation around women's basketball. However, while she's breaking records on the court, Clark has also found herself at the center of debates that go far beyond sports. And frankly, it's disappointing. Despite Clark's efforts to stay out of the social media chaos, her fame as a white athlete has made her a target in the culture wars. Her performance on the court has earned her both admiration and scrutiny, particularly when she didn't make the USA Basketball Olympic roster. Now, she's finally speaking out about it. Clark was recently asked about being thrust into these divisive debates, even though she's kept a low profile online. She expressed that it's disheartening to see her name being used to push agendas fueled by hate, whether that's racism, misogyny, or other forms of discrimination. She made it clear that people should stop weaponizing her name for such purposes. "I think it's disappointing," Clark said. "Everyone deserves the same amount of respect, and women in our league deserve respect. My name shouldn't be used to promote those harmful agendas. It's just not acceptable." Reflecting on her journey, Clark mentioned how she grew up admiring the women in the WNBA. Those women were her idols, and now she has the privilege of playing alongside them. She said, "This league is the league I grew up admiring and wanted to be a part of. Some of these women helped me dream of achieving this moment. They were my role models." Clark emphasized the importance of treating all the women in the league with respect. "It's basic human decency," she said. "Just treat people kindly and the way you'd want to be treated." Switching gears, Clark also reflected on her involvement in the community. During a recent fundraiser, she got the chance to connect with local kids. When asked about it, she shared a light-hearted moment. "He wanted to play me one-on-one and said he could beat me, so I had to throw the ball pretty far away. But it was fun." She went on to explain how these community events help put basketball into perspective. Those little kids had never been to a favor game, and they were begging to come to one. It shows the impact you have in the community, but also the amazing opportunities we can provide for them. Caitlin Clark has been vocal about the opportunities basketball has given her, but she also highlighted how certain interactions are shaped by the deeper issues at play. When pressed about these ongoing debates, Clark made her stance clear. Respect and fairness are paramount in the league. She emphasized that every player, including herself, deserves the same level of respect, and she was particularly firm on not allowing her name to be used for racist or misogynistic agendas. Despite all the external noise, Clark is focused on her game and making strategic decisions that prioritize her well-being.